Hey guys, my name is Carly Wood, and I just wanted to take a minute today and share a little bit about my why and my story with you guys, and how Beachbody and becoming a coach has really changed my life and what it's done for me. I've made a video like this in the past, but over the past year, my why has changed. And I think that that's a good thing because we're always growing and we're always learning, and it's just amazing, what this opportunity can do for us. So, a little bit of a backstory about me. Almost 5 years ago, I was living with my best friend. We lived together in college. In high school, we lived right down the road from each other. We're just best friends, like family. 4th of July weekend, we were getting ready to go out on the boat. And I, for some reason, right before, like 10 minutes before we were leaving, I flipped a coin, and heads I'll go, tails I won't. And it was tails. And that weekend, she got killed in a boating accident. And this part of my story is so important because it's like when my whole world shifted, my whole life changed. For the year, actually 2 years, for the 2 years after she passed away, my life was spent taking care of her house, because I had lived with them at the time, making sure that everything was fine, just taking care of other people, trying to understand my own grief, why was I here? Why did she have to die? All these things, and things that, I don't wish that anybody would have to go through. And it was really hard. It was a very challenging time. I lost myself emotionally, physically, mentally. I'd always been somebody who liked to work out and stuff like that, and I just didn't have the energy, the want, the drive. Everything just changed. And about 2.5 years ago, my boyfriend and I, we moved to Charlotte, and I had transferred with my company, Cisco. We had also started a business here, and to say I was overwhelmed was an understatement. I hated my job, what I was doing. It was so time consuming, and I just felt like I always wanted to do more in life. I wanted to have, an impact and help others, or just use myself and what I had been through in a way that could, uplift or inspire, or I just needed something more. I volunteer at Comfort Zone Camp, and the way I felt being there during those weekends is how I wanted to feel, about my life, about the direction I was going. And I was talking to a girlfriend on the phone, and I was kind of explaining her this, and just that I just didn't know what direction I wanted to do. And she was like, "Why don't you do personal training?" And the thought of going to the gym and, telling people what to do just didn't really excite me. I knew I wanted to do something that involved working with people and helping, but I didn't know what. And that's when she said, "Why don't you check out my coach's Nikki Whiting, check out her page. She always has motivational posts. I don't know, she does this shake stuff and workouts." And I said, okay. So I checked out her page, and immediately I was like, whatever she's doing, I want to do it. I did not know Nikki. I reached out to her that day and said, "Hey, what are you doing? Can I get some more information?" And she put me into her challenge group. And from that moment, my life instantly changed. I was like, I have to be a part of this. This is exactly what I need to hold myself accountable, to have support from other women who have all kinds of different backgrounds and stories and journeys. And I just felt like God or someone was calling me to this. So I signed up as a coach in October 2013, and got T25 challenge pack with Shakeology. And I just sat there. I didn't do anything. I sat there in fear of who was going to join my challenge group, how to get started, where to turn, what am I supposed to do, who's going to want to coach with me. All these things were going through my head, and I was paralyzed with anxiety and fear, and I sat there. And one of Beachbody's 3 vital behaviors is personal development. And I started to dive into that a little bit, started to read, started to do things that kind of fueled up my tank. And in December, I decided to run my first challenge group, and I have not looked back since. It has been an amazing journey. And when I started this, my why was to help other people. And while that's what drives me, that's what excites me, that's what fuels me, and that's what really, this is all about for me, my why changed after I went to Summit. Summit is such a game changer. I know with finances being tight and this and that, sometimes it's hard to get to Summit, but I urge you. It is so, so empowering and life-changing and uplifting, and it's just amazing what it can do for you personally, for your team, and this Beachbody journey. So when I was at Summit, I just sat there and I remember hearing Carl talk about never giving up and the failures he had encountered and overcoming them. And I had heard Diane's story about how, she swam to Cuba, all this stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, wow, like I did not realize that my why in all this is to become a mother. I never wanted to be a mom because I was so afraid of failing at that. I was so afraid of what that looked like that emotionally and fear-wise, I didn't want to become a mom. Most people, that's what they aspire to do in life. And here I am running from that because I'm afraid that I'm not good enough and that I'm going to fail. And so I was sitting there like, wow, like if I can lead a team of coaches, if I can lead a team of challengers, if I can, inspire one other person out there, regardless of what it looks like in my mind, I can do this. Like I can be a mom one day. I'm going to have failures. I'm going to have things to overcome. It's not going to show up perfect every day. And I became okay with that. So that's my why that makes me cry, and I refrained from posting my other video because I just bawled, and you guys probably wouldn't have been able to understand me. So, having a why that just really tugs at your heartstring is it's so important in this because it's that thing that drives you, that gets you up each day, that motivates you, that pushes you. And like I said, I signed up in October, and I didn't find my true why until that following June. So this journey, your why is going to change, and that's good. We're growing, we're learning to being able to help other people transformed my why into helping myself become a mom. So, I hope that you don't get nervous if you don't have a why right now that makes you cry. That's okay. But I did just want to share how my journey along the way, how things have evolved. And it's not like I signed up day one and crushed everything and was this awesome coach. Like it takes learning. It takes getting out of your own way. It takes being comfortable with getting uncomfortable. It takes, when I post something now, I don't post it for myself. I say, if I can help one person out there, then this post is worth it. So I know that it can be so nerve-wracking becoming a coach, and we get all these fears that we create in our mind, and they hold us back for a long time. And my only regret is not diving into this sooner and not getting out of my own way in the beginning. I feel like it's something I had to learn from, but I also know that there are plenty of other people who feel that way. So thank you for listening to my story and my why. And if you have any questions, let me know. All right, bye.